Hello everyone, this is Min from the SMA product management team. Today is the webinar for the release readiness of the SMA-SM 2021 February release, which will be available by end of this week. So here is today's agenda for the release readiness webinar. Before I go to more details about the release updates on the February release, I want to give you some update about the SM Practitioner Forum. There do have some changes for the registration part. And then I will give you some introduction about the coming release, what's the improvement have been done in the February release, especially related to the SMA-SM service portal. And for the Service Manager 9.70, I hope all of you are aware of that, we released Service Manager 9.70 last December. So and the release readiness, the recording for the release readiness is also available online. So feel free to listen to the recording if you cannot join the live session previously. And during the session, if you have any question, please feel free to raise your question in the question panel. And yeah, we can go through the question later. And for today's presentation, I have uploaded the PDF version into the handout section. Feel free to download. Yeah. Okay. If you are familiar with SM Practitioner Forum, actually, we started this practitioner forum back to the year 2019, and it's a monthly webinar target for the service manager and SMA-SM customers, partners, and the fields. So from the January of this year, we still continue to host monthly meeting for the SM Technical Practitioner Forums. But something we changed here is we combine the registration for both Practitioner Forum and the release readiness. So previously, you need to register separately for the release readiness, which is not part of the serial of the Practitioner Forum. And from the January this year, we set up a new dedicated Service Manager user group. And by leveraging this user group, you can register once and you will get the update for both monthly Technical Practitioner Forum and regular release readiness for SMA-SM. So here is some links for the topic about the user group. And also once we finish each webinars, later we will also share the recording in the user group main entry page. And here it will also attach the registration for the user group. Something I want to highlight here is due to the limitation of the GoToWebinar, and I suppose you already aware, maybe you already aware of that before. Each time you download the calendar appointment from the registration page, it will only allow you to download the first appointment in the series. So in such case, we highly recommend you to create a recurring calendar appointment to block your calendar, and then you can ensure that you can get the update and download the next meeting appointment from the reminder. And in the January, actually last week, we just finished another technical practitioner forum based on the SM new IR expert solution. And something I want to promote here is next month that is on 13th March, we will have a dedicated session for the SM64-bit transformation. And I would say, we released the Service Manager 9.70 last December, and one of the most important driver and technical evolution in this new minor release is about 64 bits transformation. So that's the reason we got a lot of customers query on this part, and we would like to set up a dedicated practitioner forum session to elaborate more technical details, more scenarios related to this transformation in the Service Manager. So I highly recommend you to register this session, and if you or your customer do have some short-term plan to upgrade to the Service Manager 9.70, that will be a good opportunity to get the guideline and the more hands-on practice from the lab, from the R&D. Okay, that is something I want to highlight here. It's about the Service Manager user group. And something I also want to mention here is there are several links which is available online. So feel free to register those community, and you can get the regular update from a release announcement, some quite important enablement like the user group or like SM6 special interest group. All of these important announcement or enablement will be published in the community page of the SMA-SM. So that's a good place to get the update from the product team on the SM and SMA-SM service portal. Okay, that's about some useful information around the Service Manager and SMA-SM. And back to the February release, especially for the SMA-SM service portal part, I would say in the February release we don't have much big improvements. Instead, we do have some minor enhancement have been supported, and maybe some of you is aware of that. Internally now we're working on some UI revamp project for the service portal, including the service portal for SMAX and the SMA-SM service portal. So now team is working on this project, and once we have more concrete and details can be shared, we will communicate with you later. And based on that reason, in February release, we mainly focus on several minor improvements, including the supermetrics update. First one is about the KM search history support. So previously, in SM service portal like ESS or SRC, we have the capability to track the search activities in the table which named as KM search history. And by leveraging this search history, customer can do some statics analysis, and which will help them to do the future tracking and also optimize their knowledge base accordingly. So previously, this capability was not available in the SMA-SM service portal, and from February release, we added back to the SMA-SM service portal as well. So as you can see, once you perform a search in the portal, in the SM side, it will create a new record automatically in this KM search history table. The information like the which user is performed this search in the portal, and in which portal, like here in the case is SMA-SM, and what kind of keywords has has been entered for the search activity, like the Apple has been entered here by the Falcon users in the SMA-SM source portal. And how many search record has been displayed in the source portal as well. So all of this information will be tracked in the KM search history table of the service manager for the future analysis and tracking purpose. This is the first one, and the second part is more related to support metrics update. There do have some important update here. First one is about 970 support. So as you may know that Service Manager 9.70 was released after the SMA-SM 2020 November release. So it means when we release SMA-SM 2020 November, Service Manager 9.70 was not supported yet. And meanwhile, in order to support Service Manager 9.70, we do need some product levels change to support this new technical platform in the Service Manager 9.70. And we need to repackage some component in the SMA-SM source portal to make it compatible with Service Manager 9.70. Therefore, the compatibility between 9.70 and SMA-SM will start from version 2021 February release. So that's something I want to make it very clear here. That's the first update on the support metrics. The second part is about SM 9.41. So previously in the SMA-SM till the SMA-SM version 2020 November, we support the Service Manager 9.41 Process Designer version plus 9.5x plus 9.6x. And as you may know that actually in Service Manager side, Service Manager 9.40x has reached end of commit support for quite long time. Actually, by March, it will also reach the end of extended support, if I remember correctly. Therefore, from the 2021 February release, we will remove the Service Manager 9.41 Process Designer version from the support matrix of the SMA-SM. So this support matrix will take effective from the February release, and for the customer who has enabled the Service Manager 9.41 PD talent in the previous SMA-SM, it is still supported, but from the February release, it was no longer supported in the support matrix. And I also attach a link here because sometimes customer is always trying to checking the compatibility between SM and the SMA-SM source portal. And actually, as you know, for each SMA-SM source portal, we are supporting multiple SM branch. Therefore, we creating a knowledge article to maintain the compatibility between Service Manager and the SMA-SM source portal. And that is also the single source to check the support metrics related to the SMA-SM and the SM. So yeah, to make sure you always can get the latest compatibility information from this KB article. And another improvement is related to the mobile apps. So from the February release, if the session for the selected account isn't expired, so you can switch between different accounts and you don't need to re-enter your username and the password. So that is applied to the end user mobile apps in the SMA-SM. But something please note that here is this feature is for iOS device only in the February release, and of course we will also extend this capability to Android device later. So yeah, that's a major improvement in the February release of the SMA-SM. And next, actually, it's about the Service Manager 9.70. I don't want to put too much effort to go through the details of the Service Manager 9.70. But as you can see here, it's since we released Service Manager 9.70, and yeah, for the next release based on the Service Manager 9.70 branch, actually we also have some feature improvement, including some technical evolution like the IDM upgrade, the Java 11 support, something like that. That's the next release on top of the Service Manager 9.70. And actually, we already got several customers' assessment on the upgrade to the Service Manager 9.70. And that's the reason I highly recommend you can join the session scheduled on the 13th of March. And you can get more technical details and practice details around the 64-bit transformation and upgrade to the 9.70. Okay. And yeah, this is several the key highlights related to Service Manager 9.70. I will not go through one by one, but the recording of the release readiness for Service Manager 9.70 is available in the SMA-SM Learn page. So feel free to listen to the recording if you cannot join the live session previously. There are a lot of great content and delivered in this new minor release. So as you can see in this page, I just list several the most important highlights in this 9.70. But besides that, still a lot of content have been delivered in this new minor release. So yeah, I really recommend you to listen to the recording or go through the release readiness or release notes of the Service Manager 9.70 to get some overview information about this new minor release. Okay, that's all the major part for today's session. Oh, forget the password. Okay, I noticed there's one question about 9.70. So regarding the forget the password, working together with Ldap, as you know, so basically the main purpose of the forget the password is used in the DB authentication offered by the SM Service Manager, because we cannot control the external authentication and to provide the forget the password capability, but we provide the capability to allow admin to configure an external page, and when end user agent click that forget the password button, for example, he will be directed to the forget the password page offered by Ldap. So that's something, yeah, that's something we offered in the Service Manager 9.70. And yeah, not all the February release feature have been reviewed, but the major part have been covered in the previous slides. And for other minor details, improvement in the February release, please refer to the online help and the release notes of the February release, which will be available this Friday. And we do have some other improvement, like previously we support SMA Doctor, but it's not works with SMA-SM environment. And from the February release, we do have some guideline and document and to guide customers which part of the SMA Doctor can also be applied to the SMA-SM environment for your troubleshooting purpose. And for 2021 feature, so Joe, I may not get your question. What is 2021 features? You mean SMAX or? Yes, we already covered the Fab release. We don't have a separate version for the SM in the 2021 February because, as you know, SM we are adopting different release frequency in SM compared to the SMA. So for SMA, including SMAX and SMA-SM series portal, we'll have a new release every 3 months. So that's a 3 months release frequency. But for SM, we are adopting totally different release frequency. So in February of 2021, there's no new SM version. Let me go back to that page. So as you can see here, you can check the timeline of each release, including the minor release and the following minors will not release Service Manager every 3 months, and that is not something that is not the common practice adopted by the SM install base when they consider the upgrade. So as I mentioned, in SM side, we do have a different release frequency compared to the SMA. Okay, any other questions? Okay, no problem. You're welcome. Okay. If there's no more question and something we want to promote here is it's also time for the MF Universe registration. So we will attach the link here. So we have a dedicated session for AMS EMEA on the March 23rd to 24th and APJ from the 24th to 25th. So if you are the customer or partners interested about this Micro Focus universe, please feel free to register through that link and you will get more updates from the product management team by then. Okay, so that's all the part for today's session. If there's no more question, I will close today's call. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for your time and to join today's session. And looking forward to see you later, no matter in the Release Readiness session or in the practitioner forum. Okay, thank you everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.